today I'm going to show you how to create a slider UI component. Okay, so for that what you need to do is first you need to go to new and click on the new to create a new file. Click here. Now take square 600 by 600 and let the FPS width be 24, ActionScript 3, and then just press to create. Once the document is in front of you, now what you need to do is you need to first know that this timeline is very important for you in this lesson, okay, because we are going to create the slider UI effect by using frame by frame animation technique. So what I'm going to do now is to create that. First I'm going to go to layer, and here I'm going to just rename it as, for example, slider. So here I'm going to use the timeline tool, and here I'm going to change the color of the line to, let's say, a little bit darker gray, and then just click here and create a line. Okay, so now the line is not showing. Why? Just select it. You can see the line is there, but it's not showing. So why it's not showing? Because there is a transparency effect here. So you need to make sure to make this 100%. If you still have that within your preset. So now just change the color of the line to a darker gray color, so you can see the line very clearly. And if you want to increase the stroke size, you can increase to 2, for example, so you can see it more clearly. Okay, once you have the line selected, go and take the align panel to ensure that you can you have the line in the center of the stage. You need to click here, align to stage, press center, align vertical and horizontal. Okay, so once the line is in the center and you're happy with it, the next thing what you need to do is you need to lock this layer. So lock this. Now create another layer, and here I'm just going to rename it as UI and then just enter. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an oval shape using an oval tool. So I'll just take this oval shape over here. Say first let me just change the color of this to a pink color maybe. Okay, let me just take this color and I'll just make the circle here. Okay, so once the circle is there, I'll just make sure that this is here almost visually in the center of the line. Okay, so once you're done with this, the next thing that you need to do is to now you have to understand this here is that you have this is a filled frame. Okay, because there is an element here on the timeline. So these both the frames as of now are filled frames. So there are two different types of frames that you need to deal with. One is the empty frame and the other one is a keyframe. Okay, so you need to have a keyframe now here. So for that what you need to do is you need to select, you need to first add frames here. So I'll just do one thing, I'll just go here on 20th. Okay, and I'm going to just select both of them by dragging my mouse and then just click here to insert the frames. So I have now frames on the slider as well as on UI layer. So both the layers I can see. So like for example, if I begin from here till the end of 20 seconds, I can see both the graphic line as well as the UI that I have created on the top. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to move. Okay, so move this UI from here till here to create it as a slider kind of effect. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add another keyframe. Now this is called a keyframe. Once you add a frame, this is called a keyframe. So if you have a keyframe added, that means that if you click here, insert a keyframe, you can add the same element as a duplicate copy. Okay, so now you need to move it. So before you move it, you need to make sure to have this onion skin selected. Okay, what it ensures is that it creates a path for you, so it helps you to understand what is behind uh, the previous path. So you can click here and it will show you the path. So once it clicks, this kind of bar will come on top and you can just stretch it till the last point. Okay, so once it's done, now what you need to do is you need to move. So you can see here, first it was here, the first one, and this is the second. Now if I click here, it's already there, but I did not move the, so I need to move the UI. So I'll just press arrow key from the uh, keyboard and I'll just move it a little step. So here I can see the previous one as well as this what is on the second frame due to the onion skinning. Okay, so now I have to go here, and if I keep this part active, which is auto insert keyframe, then even if I move it a little, automatically a keyframe will be entered on the blank frame. So like for example, if I move this, I can still see what is behind and how much I have to move. So like for example, I can move it at equal distance. You see here how much distance is here, and similar distance I can move. So this onion skin helps in identifying what is there in the previous setup. So you see when I just moved, a keyframe was added. So another, if I click here again, okay, and I just move this element again, it will be added. And but I need to make sure that I'm still maintaining the equal distance, so you can see how much the element has moved. Okay, so just click here and again move it. This time I'm going to move it little ahead. Okay, so it becomes little more from a distance, let's say I want to have it like this, and then little faster, farther more, and then like this. Okay, now I want to slow it down. Okay, so I want to make it little slower. So what I'm going to do, again I can readjust it by just pushing it little back like this, reducing the distance again. So again my distance becomes less. Okay, so now I have created a movement. Now if I want to test it how it looks, I'm gonna test it from here, control T, or go to control panel in the menu and go and say test. So you can see how it slides from one place to another. Okay, you can also control the speed by now the speed is very fast. So if I want to once I'm done with the trace with moving the elements, I should also close the onion skin because it's little disturbing. So I need to see clearly how the elements, so it slides in between, zoop. Okay, so when you are clicking, you have to make sure that selection is not active. Okay, like this. Go inside and test. Your selection should not be active. Here, wherever the selection is active, deselect it. So you don't see selection when you are animating. Okay, so these things should need to be adjusted while you are creating an animation. These are some points that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so like this, like this. Okay, so now if I play it, zoop, zoop. Now I want to reduce the time. I want to give it more time. So how I can do? I can just select the frame and then click here to insert frame. So if I click now, it has 2 frames instead of 1 frame. So similarly, I can add more frames here, like for each one I can add more frames. The more frames I add, the time of animation will increase. So you can see before it was 20 seconds, now it has increased to more than almost reaching 30 seconds, and it will keep on increasing because I'm adding more frames. So you see, I have almost doubled the frames, so it will. Okay, so now if you see, if I play it now, what you have to also consider here is that when you go here, the line will disappear because the time of the slider has ended at 20. So to ensure that the line below also shows, you need to make sure to increase the time of the slider also to 20. So click here and increase, so you can see the line as well as the upper element all together till the last second, which is 36 seconds. So just play here now again. You see, now it became little slower than before. And now you cannot also see the selection.